I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Hello collectors, and welcome to the Discount Action Figure Dude. I am your host, Christopher. Before we get into the subject of today's video, which is these two gentlemen here, let's talk about collecting for a little bit. Let's talk about why we collect. Shoot the shit, chew a little fat. Most of the time, we collect things because it has some meaning for us. For instance, the figures I collect, for the most part, are comic book figures. Marvel comics, to be specific, even though I have more Batman figures than anything else. And I have a wide-ranging array of figures, but it was the comic books, which means something to me as a kid, that got me into collecting. And it could be the same for you. Say you grew up watching Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles, so you have an affinity towards that. Or you grew up watching Transformers. Those particular intellectual properties have a meaning for you. Or something like WWE. Now, admittedly, I'm pretending that this figure is Clubber Lang because Rocky has more meaning to me than the WWE. Even a figure that I don't know who that figure is, like Monet St. Croix here, when I purchased her, no idea who this young lady is, but she has that X on her belt, which grants her entry into the club. The velvet rope is open, and in Monet goes. Member of the club. Defenders of the Earth. Something like this. You're a kid, you watch Defenders of the Earth, you're a big Flash Gordon guy, Ming the Merciless, Lothar, those cats. It has a meaning to you because you watch that. Not so much me, but NECA is making Flash Gordon movie figures, which does have meaning to me. Max von Sydow playing Ming the Merciless. Now that's some cultural misappropriation I can get down with. And even something as completely ridiculous as a Count Chocula action figure if you were a kid growing up in the 70s, 80s, 90s, probably even the aughts, chances are you pestered your mom into buying you some sugar masking as breakfast cereal. Count Chocula, there's a Frankenberry. Hopefully, soon there'll be a Boo-Berry too. And that brings us to the subject of today's video, Secret Headquarters. Secret Headquarters was a movie released by one of the streamers, Netflix maybe, I am not sure. I think it came out last year, maybe 2 years ago. And I haven't seen it, mainly because even though Owen Wilson and Michael Pena are in this movie, it's largely a kid's movie. And I haven't had any kids in the house in a while, so I don't gotta watch kid stuff anymore. I ain't got to watch Barney. I ain't got to watch the Wiggles or the Teletubbies anymore. I'm done with that. No need to watch that anymore. If I sound bitter, it's because I am. You try watching the Wiggles for 8 hours a day. See what effect that has on you. And unbeknownst to me, NECA, a fine distributor of toys, makes fantastic action figures when they don't break for no reason whatsoever. Apparently made a pair of action figures based on the Secret Headquarters movie. I'm thinking, when I saw these, long after the movie had been out and passed and made its course, I didn't even know these two things existed. I'm like, oh wow, Secret Headquarters, a couple of action figures. It must be from some pre-existing intellectual property, you know, like they took it and made it into a movie. No. Apparently, it was just relevant to that movie. It was an original idea made by a couple of enterprising screenwriters, filmmakers. Decided to make a superhero movie with some kids in it. My point here is that these as action figures, I don't think they could mean anything to anybody. For instance, it's a kids movie, and NECA, a manufacturer which is not quite high-end, say Mezco, Mafex, but it's not low-end either, if you wanted to call Marvel Legends and McFarlane Toys low-end. It's mid-range, meaning these things are going to cost some money, meaning that if my 11-year-old or 10-year-old watch that movie and they ask for a pair of $40 action figures, they're not going to get it. So it's important that I have adults who buy it. What adult who doesn't do a video blog about action figures he buys cheaply actually bought these figures? They look good, don't get me wrong, but they just don't mean anything to anybody. I am not quite sure why they made them. Secret headquarters. But, you know, we'll take a look at them. Oh, by the way, just so you know, yeah, they cost $22 a piece at a Big Bad Toy Store. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of them available, in case you want them. And I am sure they are nice action figures too. I have no doubt, because we're about to bust them open and take a look at both of them. So, let's not wait any longer. We're through shooting the shit. We're through chewing the fat. We about to cut these bitches open. Alrighty then, out of the package, I present to you Argon and the Guard from the Secret Headquarters movie. I believe, since he's in red, that Argon must be the bad guy. Note that these two figures are engineering-wise identical, with the exception one is red, one is blue, one has Michael Pena's head, the other one has Owen Wilson's head. And we'll look at all this stuff. But for now, let's take a closer look at Argon and the Guard. So these guys come loaded up with stuff. You got to, man, I gotta say this for NECA. These guys are loaded up with stuff. They come with a total of 5 pairs of hands, including the fist hands that are on them. 2 of these hands have effects. No need to go over both of them, because like I said, both of them are identical. They both have the same sets of stuff. They come with a couple of, it looks like flash bombs. Actually, it looks like rabbit doo-doo pellets, but we're going to call them flash bombs, because I'm sure that's what they would prefer them to be rather than rabbit doo-doo pellets. They have this fancy disc thing, which I am sure is super relevant in the movie for causing mayhem and chaos. They both have this rather impressive looking rifle. Looks like something my man Bishop would carry, who also has meaning to me. I like that too. Another special effect, I'm not quite sure. Maybe the box will show us what this effect does. One of the back of the boxes. regularly. Oh man, the doodoo pellets are called the source. Okay, I knew that. I knew that. But nothing about the blast effects. They might just stick on the edge of the gun. I bet you. Makes sense, right? Hell yeah. Look at somebody's been thinking. Somebody got a college degree. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That looks nice. A Michael Pena head. And yeah, that's Michael Pena. I mean, that's Michael Pena. And of course, an Owen Wilson head, complete with the nose. I mean, yeah, this is an impressive array of stuff, and probably worth the $40 they were asking for it when they released these figures, which I assume around the time the movie came out, that I don't think anybody actually bought. And mind you, a jetpack. Argon over here is wearing his. This would be the one for the guard. You know what? I might watch this movie tonight, just for grins and giggles. I probably should have watched it and then talked about this, but that's ass backwards. That's the way I do things. Pegs in the back there. How do these things move? I don't know. Let's take it. Let's play with Argon since he has the backpack on and see how he moves. He is. If you could hold this thing, you could tell how solid it feels. It feels almost like it's made out of some kind of metal. It feels very good. It feels very well made. It feels very solidly built. But I have had a lot of NECA, not a lot, no, let's not lie. I have had some NECA figures which felt just as good that have unceremoniously broke on me. And I'm going to be a little ginger moving him around. But seems like he has some limited knee motion. His arms, ooh, they're stiff. They are stiff to try to get up. But we can get them up. You gotta use don't wanna use too much force. And how do these arms bend? They bend very well. It's almost like you can't even there goes the backpack. Another thing that's interesting about it's like you can't really see the joints. The joints are pretty well hidden in here. The arms are definitely double jointed. His chest swivel, ab swivel. Head goes, not a lot of head movement. Tilt. It is stiff. Look down so much, only look up so much. Do the splits. Okay. Like single jointed knees, double jointed elbows. Okay, cool. Cool. And the aesthetic is nice. It's cool. You know, again, who is this for? I guess it doesn't matter who it's for. But it got made. Let's put some of these effects on. See how that looks. The gun blast looks pretty cool, and I think the hand blast will look pretty cool too in a different type of photographic setting. Right now it just looks kind of silly, but you know, with a different type of angle, looking down, with the hands coming up, going out some kind of way, I think that looks good. I mean, and again, these figures do look good. It's not even the lighting. They just look really good. Let's see how Owen and Michael's head looks. Let's see, popping the heads off shouldn't be too much trouble. Nope. That's a big ass ball peg right there. Boop. There goes Michael. Want to stand up for me, Michael, while I put on Owen's head? Can you do that for me, brother? And there goes Owen. I will say the heads look a little bit on the large side for these particular bodies that they sit on. But, you know, you can get a good look at the guard's costume as we circle around here. And as we just said, that is certainly Michael Pena. There's no doubt who that is. That is certainly Michael Pena. I wonder, did 9-year-old Michael Pena ever imagine that he'd have at least 2 action figures as an adult when he grew up? Yeah, these heads are a little bit on the big side, I would say. And get a closer look at his costume and his outfit there. So what kind of value do we assign Argon and the guard over here? In all honesty, it should be a great value. A damn good value. We have a pair of solidly built action figures loaded with accessories, spot-on representations of the actors playing them. But we ask the question again, what does this action figure mean to the person who bought it? These are the only 2 figures from the Secret Headquarters film. I don't believe they made any action figures of the children. I am uncertain if they are making any more of these. So I would have to say that despite the quality and how nice these things are, there's really no reason for anybody to buy them other than the fact that they do look cool. With that in mind, we'll say that these are a passable value.